welcome. If you are new, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. Today I have my weekly WiP Chat. And if you are not familiar with what a WiP Chat is, that is a work in progress. And I am working on this one. Right now you're looking at it sideways from where I have to put some drills down. And this is a kit from Diamond Art Club. It is Alice in the White Rabbit House. I've been working on this one for much longer than I expected, but that's okay. I am eventually going to get it done, but today I am using my favorite pen from Mad Wood Turning, and Sarah was so good whenever I got this because there was a problem with shipping. It was not her fault at all. It was actually mine. And she was so nice about helping me with a replacement pen and gave me a discount on it. And she sent me exactly what I wanted. So it's almost as if she could read my mind on what I wanted in a pen. And this one, it just fits my hand so well, and I just really like it. I'm also using my cat-proof tray. And this one, I think, is a medium. They've changed the names on their trays. I'm not sure the name of this tray, but I really like it. And I am using my putty from Randa's Crafty Corner, and this is Harvest Spice. Even though that's fall, I still really like this one. I have several of hers, and for some reason, I always grab this one. It still smells really good, even though I've been using it for a while, and it lasts forever. I use that in my single placer as well as in a multi-placer. On this kit, I can do some multi-placing, but usually whenever I am doing my work in progress, I will, or my WiPs, I will go ahead and I will not do multi-placing because I have to think about it sometimes, and then also I just makes it easier for me to single place whenever I am talking. But if I am typically diamond painting, I will multi-place. On this kit, I have had some problems, and when I multi-place, it makes it even worse. So I am single placing this. I'm also doing the checkerboard method whenever possible. And sometimes I can do that, sometimes I can't. It just depends. But this one, it is an older kit, but it seems like, I don't, it just seems the drills just are different than what I have been used to with them. I'm trying to figure out what color I want to do. Let me see. I guess I'll go ahead and do this one. Yeah, I'll do this one. Okay. But I've had some problems with the drills popping. It's very unusual for Diamond Art Club, but it's like these drills are too big for the drill field. And like I said, this is an older kit, and I can't really tell if these shouldn't be new drills. I need to look back and see when I bought this, but I could have sworn this is one of my older ones. But I definitely will check back and see before I do this again. And my next WiP Chat will probably be a different kit. I'm almost finally to the halfway mark. My next row will be the halfway mark on this kit. And once I get there, I'm probably going to stop, or I may stop once I finish with the row that I'm working on now. Put this up for a little bit because it has been rather frustrating because of how the drills are popping. I will get the drills on, and because it is so tight, then drills that are on that same row that maybe several drills down, they tend to pop. And I haven't really had this issue with Diamond Art Club, so I'm finding it to be very strange with this. And some of the ones that I have put down, I make sure that they're straight. And then once I put others in, it doesn't pop them, but it makes them rotate. So some of them are actually sideways, and I cannot get those straight for anything. You can't tell unless you get right up on it. I don't plan on framing this one. I just want to get it finished. and I was doing this for an event. The event ended on February the 14th, but I think I'm going to go ahead and I may count this for that event, and I may not, just because since I didn't finish it. If I finished it by the end of February, then I would just count that and say, yeah, it was part of that event. But considering that the end of February is next week, I am not going to get this finished by the end of this month. And I'm getting so tired of working on this one and frustrated that more than likely I'm going to put this up, take a break. You will see this in my WIPs whenever I do my monthly review and my monthly update. You'll see this as part of my WIP. Then I'm probably just going to put this up and bring it back sometime later in the summer and try to work on it again. I'm getting to the point where it should be fun though, because I'm finally getting past all of the grass. It was so much green in this, and I'm getting to where I'm going to get to start working on fun things like the house and more of Alice's dress. And so I think that might even be where I might like it more. But having to go in and single place all of these when I could multi-place, that is really getting annoying, because if I multi-place, what has been happening is that it pops even more, or it will not fit in here. I have used a brayer to roll it. Nothing seems to work. I haven't really seen too many people working on this one. I've only seen really one completion, and it wasn't on YouTube. It was actually on Instagram. It was just a picture, didn't have any comments or anything, and it was done, I believe it was last year. So I'm not really sure if there was a problem with this kit, or if it just wasn't popular, or I just haven't seen it. That could have been it as well. But anyway, just to say that I am really slow on this one. It is really slowing me down, which, I'm not in a rush, but there's several that I really want to get to. I'm ready to start working on some different kits, some really spring ones, and getting ready for a couple of events. And this one is just going so terribly slow that I feel like I haven't made any progress. And I looked at last week's, and I have made progress since my last video on this one, but I don't know. I'm not really happy with this one. And I tell other people, if you're not happy with your kit, put it up for a while. You're doing this, as a hobby. It's supposed to be fun and not frustrating. And so I need to listen to my own advice and do the same thing. And even my husband said that last night. He's like, these drills are going everywhere. What's the problem? And so I told him, and he said, why don't you just ditch it? You've got so many other kits. I'm like, yeah, but you don't understand. I have paid for this. I have spent so much time already on this, and I want to count this as a finish. So I don't care how bad that it is, that it gets. I want to count this as a finish. And if I do get to the halfway point, which will be one more row that I have to complete, and if I don't finish this, I'm going to count it as a finish. But I don't intend to not finish it. I really want to get this finished. And it has, the sticky is really good. That's not a problem. It's easy to read all the symbols. That's not the issue. It's just these drills are so tight. And it's, in that sense, in a way, it's nice because you don't have a lot of gapping. You don't have any gapping. But then you have to just force these in here. And when you force them in there, that's when the popping starts. So that's where I am on this kit. But anyway, that's a long story there to get started. But I hope that everybody is doing well. And let me know how you are doing and what you've been up to since our last time together. Or if you've never been on here, then let me know what you like to work on. And I would love to know how you found my channel. If you're new, just out of curiosity, you don't have to. It's just always interesting to hear how my channel was discovered. And I do have other WiPs. I am not one of those that works on just one kit and then decides that, I have to finish that one before I start on something else. Oh no, lately I have seemed to be a serial starter or a serial kitting up. I haven't really even started. I've just done a lot of kitting ups that I have. And so I think that's okay. Just do what makes you happy, right? And I am finishing up my Diana that I've been working on forever. I need to get that one done before the event, the JWall event starts, because that would make more sense to get it done, which I'm really trying to get that out, that one out of the way. And then I have this one I'm working on and a couple of others, and that's okay. Let's see, life updates. My oldest, Maddie, is doing well in South Dakota. She did get her hair changed. Last week on my WiP Chat, I mentioned that she went to a new place because she has not gotten her hair done since she's moved, and that was back in Thanksgiving. And so when she went to this place, she told them exactly what she wanted. She showed them a picture. Well, they didn't do exactly what she wanted. She went out of the salon with pretty much orange hair. It looked like a pumpkin. So she was very upset about that. And she did get, and there's another one that's already popped, and it's not even on the same row. That is just so annoying. Anyway, she did get her hair fixed, and it's perfect. It's what she wanted. She went somewhere else. They told her where she went that it was a process. It was going to take a little while to get the color that she wanted. And she said, I do understand that, but I can't go around with pumpkin orange hair. I cannot work like this. My boss would not allow that. Luckily, we can wear caps in the winter, and I've been wearing a cap at work because I don't want my orange hair to show, and I'm not going anywhere because I'm embarrassed of my hair. And so that was taken care of, thank goodness. So nothing to worry about for this week. It seems like that all was quiet on her end, which is good. And she's doing well. She's adapting to South Dakota. They've had halfway decent weather the past couple of weeks, so that's made her really happy. She plans on visiting home either in April or in May, so I'm looking forward to seeing her. And Paige is doing really well. She got sick again because kids at school got some kind of a crud going around. And so I called the doctor and said, does she need to come in? And she said, no, I'm so used to her having these issues that I'm going to go ahead and prescribe her something. And so that took care of that. And she is on her winter break right now. And she's excited that she has the week off where she doesn't have to do much of anything. She can sleep in and just, get caught up on some things that she's been wanting to do, gaming or, whatever. So that's going to be a nice, quiet week for her, which means a nice, quiet week for me because if she's not in school, I don't have to, worry about anything with her in school. Unfortunately, I don't get a winter break, but that's okay. I am looking forward to spring break, which isn't until April, and we have spring break at the same time, so that's going to be nice. But I am definitely looking forward to my spring break. And I have had several new subscribers in the past month and hadn't really said much about myself. So if you are new, I am an instructor and I teach accounting at a local university. I was in industry for years and years and was able to teach. So I love my job. I love teaching. And I do teach on the associate level up to the doctorate. my full-time job is not doctorate because it is undergraduate. It is at a 2-year college rather than a university, but I love what I do, and I do have a lot of time off because I am a government employee, so that makes it really nice. My daughter, my youngest, Paige, is 21. She does have a special needs disability, so you'll hear me talk about that from time to time. And my oldest daughter is 23. Oops, 24. I'm what I'm thinking about. She's 24. She will be 25 shortly. And she has moved to South Dakota. She's always lived very close. Either she was living with us, or when she was ready to move out and be on her own, she moved into an apartment that was less than 10 minutes from us. So she's never been very far. And her and her boyfriend decided to move to South Dakota, and they had gotten jobs there. And that's been really rough on all of us. And they're not really happy in South Dakota. It wasn't, I don't think, what they were expecting, although I am not really sure what they were expecting, because South Dakota is so cold. But it has been the worst winter there in 50 some odd years, according to her manager. And so, of course, it would be because, her and him moved. They probably would have had a decent winter had it not been for the fact that the two of them moved there. So they're thinking about moving closer to us, probably in South Carolina, North or South Carolina, and they're not going to do that for a couple of years. So that will be nice. And she also attends school. She wants to go into medical. So she's going to be attending school there. Everything transferred over okay. So that was a good thing. I was a little concerned about that, but she checked into that before they even thought about moving. And then I am married, and my husband works as an electrician. So we are all pretty busy. And then we have 3 fur babies. We have 2 dogs. We have a huge, well, I guess she's not really huge, but she is a collie. She weighs about 70 pounds, and she will be 3 in September. So she's kind of still in that puppy phase, but she is really good. I mean, she never has any accidents in the house. Didn't take us any time to housebreak her. We've had her since she was 15 weeks. I would love for her to be a service dog eventually for my daughter, but I'm not really sure if you'd have to get a dog as a puppy and train them. I think she would still be trainable if we did it soon. So I'm not really sure. We've talked about it. We also have a Shih Tzu, and she is half Shih Tzu, half Poodle. And she will be 13 in March, next month, the end of March. So that's just hard to believe. She's still going strong to be, that old of a dog. But I think it's because Molly, our collie, keeps her really active. And I think that was really good for us to get her when our older collie passed away, because she was really sad. We had to do something, and so we got Molly, and that's just keeping her really active because they're always playing and running, and which is really good for her to be that old and to be so active. So I'm pleased with that. And then we have a cat. She will be 8 in May, and she is not the friendliest cat. I mean, she's not going to hurt anybody or anything, but she's just not one of those lap cats, or she hasn't been. And we've had her since she was about 4 weeks, and she was a abandoned cat, and so we took her in, and she has been really good. She was friendly until she was about 5 months, and she didn't want to be held anymore. She, didn't want to be cuddled. She lets us, cuddle her when she wants, to be cuddled, but not until then. But the past 2 nights have been really, really strange with her. And my husband said today that he was a little concerned because of the way that she's been acting. And for any other cat, it would be perfectly normal, but it's not normal for her. She has been sleeping right next to us, and she's been sleeping in between us, and she's never ever done that. And she has been putting her paws on me, wanting me to hug up to her. And so usually if I hug up to her or try to, she runs off within seconds. That's just not her thing. But she let me hug up to her almost all night on Saturday night, and then Sunday night, my husband said that he woke up and he said it scared him because he felt something on him. And he said he could have sworn that she had, her claws on his back, and she didn't have her claws, they weren't out, but they were just kind of spread. And he said that then she had her whiskers on his back, and she was just being really cuddly. He turned over and she was just staring at him, and then she started purring. And that is not like her at all. And then once she moved from him, she went over to me. And he said, I hope one of us isn't sick and she's trying to comfort us or whatever in advance. So now he's got me a little worried that, I hope nothing's wrong with any of us, which is kind of weird, but that's just how I think sometimes. So I don't know. I'll be really curious to see if that continues, or maybe she was just cold. When she gets cold, she does like to sleep at our feet, but she doesn't do that on a normal basis. And she's never slept in bed in the middle of us and wanting to be cuddled. So I hope that nothing's wrong with her. I hope nothing's wrong with us. This is the first cat I've ever had. He's had a cat before, but his cat was cuddly when his cat wanted to be, which was a lot of times at night. So I don't know, but if you've had a cat, you've had experience with this, let me know. And if you don't feel comfortable, send me an email. My email information is in the description box. And I would just love to find out, if this is something I need to be worried about with her or us, or, what in the world is going on. And we're enjoying it. We're actually enjoying the fact that she wants to be cuddly. She wants to be near us again. But it's just really weird with her being almost 8 and she's just now doing these things. And then at night, she usually likes to go upstairs into her bed, and she takes a long nap before we go to bed when we're watching TV at night. And then in the mornings, she will come down, watch my husband make his coffee, and watch him make his breakfast. And then she will go back upstairs. But this morning, he said that she sprawled out on our coffee table in our den. And then she went in there and she was watching him. And then when he went to take a shower, she just crawled up on the back of the couch and was just kind of there instead of being upstairs in her bed. So I don't know. It's just kind of odd. And we haven't changed our routine at all. I thought, well, maybe, if we were to change our routine, then that might be different for her. But we have changed nothing. So maybe she's just getting friendly in her old age. I don't know. But it is a little on the concerning side, just because that's just not her. And she doesn't like change. She does the same thing over and over. When we moved, we had a really hard time with her because of the fact of, change, the move. The move just about did her in. She was not happy. So I'm not exactly sure. But that's what's been going on with us. I usually give you a life update. Honestly, it has just been a very busy week. This is probably going to be a shorter than normal WiP Chat because nothing really has happened this week. It has just been work and then home and, cooking dinner And then I worked some at night, grading some papers that I just didn't have time during the day to do, and diamond painting for a couple hours before bed, and then just going to bed. We did start watching The Masked Singer. It was on again last week. I missed almost the entire thing though. My husband saw it, but I only got to see about 20 minutes because I had my card group on Wednesdays. I do make cards, greeting cards, and so we had our Zoom call on Wednesday, and my husband was recording it, but it did not record. And it showed it was recording, but it didn't record. And the cable service that we have, I don't like it. We're going to eventually change again, but they only give you so many hours of record time. And apparently we had like 4 hours left, so that should have been plenty of time to record an hour show, but it did not record because it said that we didn't have enough of the bandwidth, and we did. So that made him mad. So he's going to eventually leave there because of other reasons too. But so we're watching that one now. I did get to see it because I saw the rerun this weekend. And then on Sunday night, American Idol came back on. We do like to watch that. It was on for 2 hours. We watched an hour because we have to get up very early. So we go to bed we get ready for bed, go to bed at 9 o'clock. Sometimes I will sit for 30 minutes or so and read, but he goes to bed as soon as we get upstairs, we get settled, and he's ready to go to bed because he has to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I get up at 6 whenever he is just about to walk out the door. But I do like to read at night if I'm able to before I go to bed. And lately I just haven't, so I've missed that. I am able to read at work. That's one of my other pastimes. I've loved to read. I always have. Even when I was younger, when I was a kid, I loved to read. I'd rather read than do anything else growing up. And both of my daughters love to read. And it's fun because now my oldest likes to read similar books that I like to read, a lot of fantasy and mysteries. And so she'll tell me, books that she has found, and I'll look into it. And we would talk about books. So that's really been a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. But I haven't read as much in February because I've been busy at work. So I didn't get to read as much. So I have gotten a little bit behind on my reading plans for February, but I'll get caught up, especially in the summer. I have to work, but I typically get to work from home, and it's not as busy. Not as many students go to summer classes than they do in our regular semesters. And it's really funny because I swore when I was in high school, I would never set foot in a school. Once I graduated, that was it. I was not going to go to school. I wasn't going to go to college. And here I am, still in college, and I have a few degrees. So I've been going to school for a long time. I don't intend to go back to school as a student, but it's just really funny that I've never even set foot on campus. Well, I go to campus almost every day. And I just kind of blend in sometimes. I have a backpack. I just kind of blend in with the other students because most of our students are adult learners. They're not fresh out of high school. So I just kind of blend in on some days, and that makes it kind of nice. But other than that, really nothing else has happened. We also started watching NASCAR. It's come back. We enjoy that. We watched yesterday. And then everything has been going smoothly. I need to knock on wood because I don't want anything to happen now. And the weather has been just crazy. So we can't decide, if we want to get out and work in the yard one day, and then the next day it's freezing. We had 20-degree weather on one day, and then the next day it went up to 70. So you don't know what to wear. You don't know, if it's time to build a fire. You don't know if you need to have the air, to have the heat down. And one day I go to bed in sweats and a hoodie, which is bizarre, but I have been just really cold lately. And then I wake up burning up. So then I have to get in the middle of the night and change clothes. And some of our flowers are already blooming because of this crazy weather. So I'm afraid we're going to have another frost and it's going to kill all the flowers. I'm expecting that. We want to do some yard work this summer, but we've got to finish with the leaves, and that's been a nightmare. We have leaves everywhere. But other than that, it has been a really good week. Just same old, and sometimes that may not be a good thing, but as long as we're not having any problems, everything is functional. We don't have another leak, because we did have a water leak. That was a nightmare. And this week is going to be busy at work because I do have a couple of events going on at work. They're having a lot of, senior days where high schoolers come in and tour, and then we need to be available for that, show them our classrooms. And so different things going on with that. And then I've got to go to a different campus to do some work. So it is busy right now. It's always busy around the spring. And in the summer, it kind of tapers down until about July. Then work starts gearing up, for fall, try to get some new students in. So then that's when it starts to get busy towards the middle of July. I have already paid for my retreat. I'm going to the retreat in Ohio in June. I've already got my airfares taken care of. I got a really good deal on that. The only thing that I have not figured out yet is how I'm going to get from the airport to the retreat. And it is the Great Lakes retreat that Mindy is one of the hosts. And I have not been before, so I'm really excited about that. But I'm also really nervous because honestly, I am an introvert. I'm not going to know anybody there. I mean, I'll know some names from the diamond painting community, so that's a good thing. But I don't really know anybody, so that's going to be kind of different for me. It's going to be good, but it's going to be different. I hope that I am at a table with people that are, similar to me. I guess everybody would be similar since we're all there for diamond painting. But I just have to figure out what I'm going to do. I thought about renting a car, and it was going to be crazy expensive. 4 days to rent a car, and plus you have to pay for mileage, and the airport is about 45 minutes away from the hotel where the event is, and so that's going to be expensive, like $900 to rent a car for 4 days, and then you have to pay for the mileage. So I'm not going to do that. And I could rent a car for a day. I thought about that, renting a car for a day, and then what I could do is just return the car and then have somebody come and pick me up at the car rental, or I think they would even drop me off. But even then, 2 days, it's still going to be $400 or $500. I'll still have to rent a car going back. So I'm going to wait until as long as I feel comfortable. I may have to check out I don't want to do Uber or anything like that. I wouldn't feel comfortable just me doing Uber. So if any of you are going to go to the Great Lakes retreat and you are going to be at the airport, I'm having to fly into Detroit, then let me know. I'd love for you to message me, to send me an email, and let's connect and see if we can't meet there. I'd love to meet you. And then we're also going to have roommates. So I don't know who my roommate is yet. There is one other creator that we talked, and then if she decides that she's going to go, she's still undecided. She hasn't finished paying yet. If she decides that she's going to go, then we're going to room together. But if not, then I'll just have to room with somebody and meet that person, which is going to be a little awkward, but I think it will be okay. As far as diamond painting, I've already mentioned this one. And this one, again, it is giving me fits, and I don't know if you can even see it. Some of these keep popping as I'm working on it. It looks really pretty, and I hate not to finish it, but I do believe once I get this row finished, which I should get this done tonight, today or tonight, then I am going to put this one up for a little bit. I'm going to get one of my other ones out. I am working on the one from Lazy River that they sent me for a sneak peek, and that one has been a lot of fun. It's a lot of confetti. I love it. I love the colors. I've done one row on that one, and so I'm going to put this one up. I'm going to start on that one, and I can't decide if I'm going to do that one for Mermaids and Magic, or if I actually want to start on a mermaid. I have been wanting to work on a mermaid for a long time, and I had plans from the beginning, well, from last year actually, to go ahead and do a mermaid for the event. And so now I don't know, because I want to continue working on that one. So I may just work on mermaid and work on dragon lady. So we'll see, but I have plenty of mermaids to choose from. I have a couple that are maybe smaller, so that may work, and I think it will be fun. This one's not looking bad, and again, if you look at it from another view, it doesn't look bad at all. The only other thing with diamond painting that you may or may not be familiar with is that I am co-hosting an event with two amazing friends, and I definitely call them friends. I have met them through the community. I'm going to turn this around and show you. I've met them through the community, and we are going to do the event together. It is a Josephine Wall event, and we're calling it J-Wall. And so we have some really good sponsors for that, which I'm really excited about. And we also are looking for other sponsors if anyone is interested. But you have to have a Josephine Wall canvas. You do not have to have a new start. And so we are gearing up for that for April and May. And I have just posted on Monday my unboxing of the canvas that I'm going to be working on, and that one came from Diamond Painting Deutschland. And I'm going to be also kitting that one up soon. So I haven't decided how I'm going to do that video, if I'm going to just kit it up and explain my process to you, or if I'm going to kit it up and also do the full kit up on video. But that's going to take more than one video because it's 220 colors. So I have not decided. I will decide on that soon. So you will see that one. I'm also going to have my cross stitch conversion update for you on Sunday. I'm hoping to get a little bit more done before I have the video out, but if not, that's fine too. But here is what this looks like. So it looks good, and if you look at it from a distance, it doesn't look that bad. But that's how much I've gotten done, but I still have a lot more to go. The rabbits made me happy. I only have this little bit on this section, and I'll be done with the bottom part of this. So I think that's when I'm going to take a break from this. I think I just need to get away from it a little bit, and then I will be able to get back to it. But this is what the entire canvas looks like. So it's really cute, and I hate to just abandon it, but I will get back to it. If you've done this one, let me know what your thoughts were on it. And I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. Thanks so much for joining me today and would love to hear from you. Post anything you'd like in the comments. I always answer those. And until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.